everybody to Cheers to Health. Again, you got me, Brian, that fucking bad man Torres. And of course, gotta have my sidekick, my kick and wing AJ, cool guy Tomlinson. And of course, we've got Omar El Toro Torres. Woohoo!
There we
Let's
go.
go!
Yes.
All right,
Let's
so
go.
today
Big money
we
moves.
actually
Big
have
money
a
moves.
special guest. Okay, so he's actually family. We got a family. Oh shit, gang gang. Mr.
Mine
Julian,
doesn't do it.
the safety man Torres.
Yeah,
What's up, y'all?
there he is. There he is.
How are you doing, Julian? Good to see you, buddy.
Good. You guys
Yes,
can
good
hear
to
me?
see you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
good.
got you good. All good stuff. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. How you been?
Oh man, been doing good, man. Been bulking
There
like
we go.
for way too long. So we started the bulk at about 168, 169, and then we took it all the way up to 190, which was what I was at a
Nice.
couple weeks ago, and we were looking real juicy, but the pants didn't fit anymore. So that's when you gotta start the cut.
It's time to trim it down.
So we're starting to cut. So now we're down about 8 or so pounds. We started on the 26th. So just one last meal for Christmas and starting to cut back down.
There you
Awesome,
go.
good.
Sweet.
Good,
Oh
good,
yeah.
good.
So yeah, we didn't really grow up with Julian, but man, we kept in contact. I know your dad, Tio Carlos,
Yeah,
always
yeah.
hooking it up with them
Shout out
nice
to
meals.
With the
Tio Carlos,
discadas,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, always hooking it up on those special events. It's been awesome. I know growing up, music was like the big thing. Did you ever get into that?
No, man, I never really got into that. What I'm starting to get into now is more of the dancing. But
Okay.
even then, man, that's tough. Are you guys getting into that? Have you guys gone into that yet?
We did
Wanted to,
two-stepping.
try to, act like I know how to, but no.
Oh man, it's tough. It's real tough. I'm starting to get into it, but I mean, just the basics, and
Yeah.
even that. I mean, that's probably one of the hardest forms of cardio I could imagine.
Yeah.
What kind of dancing?
Just like dancing music, like norteñas. Like the
Oh,
one
okay.
step, you're just kind of going real fast, and like as the guy, you got to make
Top
sure
rope
that the beat
smasher.
is on the hand. Yeah, like that, and it's just like, man, by song 1, 2, you're sweating harder than
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
than any workout, and then you're
Heck
trying to
yeah.
play it off cool. But
Yep, you do. Like I need a refresher real quick. Hang on.
Yeah, I just got a mean white boy shuffle.
Oh, there you
Fuck
go.
with my white boy shuffle, dude.
oh,
I'm over there in the corner getting my shit.
There you go.
just holding the wall up, just hey,
Yep.
I got this.
Exactly.
So Julian,
Yeah.
part of this podcast and this year especially, we're talking to our guests. And I see you on Snapchat, getting your pump on and stuff.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you
of
said,
course.
getting broken. So tell us, man. Tell us your journey. Tell us like how you came about this from growing up to now.
Yeah, of course. So man, I started working out really early. Man, I started working out at 15. So that's what 10 10 years from now. Uh, and back then we didn't even. I mean, back then, you guys know fitness influencers wasn't even a thing. So you're
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
out there going to the gym. I literally thought that incline dumbbell press worked out your lats. Like that's how new I was to the gym. And I was really really scrawny. I was real tiny. So I remember bench pressing back then, and I was bench pressing like 45s and then 210s. Acting like they were 225. You know. So it was just way back in the day, man. I started working out, man, just because, I just felt small. I mean, back then, I was about, 5'3", weighing out. So I
Mhm.
wanted to get into the gym, um, and just working up to be confident. We got up to that confidence level, and then we're just kind of in and out, in and out, in and out, up until I got into college, and then I used working out as an escape through my studies. I would study 30 minutes an hour, and I'd go do some jump ropes or do some push-ups, and then it became a thing where like when I moved to Edmond, I would study for like 4 or 5 hours, and then go to the gym for about 2 hours, and then come back and finish my 6 or 7 hours studying, or working. To me, lifting weights was always an escape. And then now I've been lifting weights seriously for about 2 years. So really just making sure that that's a huge priority in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and just fitting it in as much as I can whenever I can. But that's really it, man. Just trying to build a pretty decent physique. I feel like a lot of people in my family, like especially like my mom's side, well, really my dad, and then my family, like my brothers and sisters, we're not the healthiest family. Kind of like a lot of people in America, we're not super healthy. So growing up like that, I want my nieces, my cousins, all of them to have another example. Like, oh, like I can build a nicer physique like Julian, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do this other thing. So really, really, that's what my goal is now, to be more of an example. But back then was more for confidence building.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Awesome,
like
dude.
like growing up and stuff, were you like into sports, like football, baseball, anything like that?
Man, funny thing is I used to wrestle back in the day.
Oh,
So I
Who
word.
that?
wrestled for yeah, I wrestled like middle school. I wrestled for like a year. And then in high school, like freshman year in high school, I wrestled half a year, and then I dislocated my knee. And I was like,
Mm.
man, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that no more. And it took a long time to heal. And you
Yeah.
know how Mexican parents are. They don't believe in physical therapy. They don't believe in
Oh yeah.
doctors. They don't even believe in braces. They're just like, hey, I got this pomada. Let me put this on
Mm-hmm.
you, and it'll
Yeah.
get better. And then I would be like, no, it doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, you're not putting enough. So,
Elevate it, put the tiger
Put
balm
some
on,
more
you'll be
on
fine in
there.
the morning.
yeah. So honestly, man, my first year of lifting weights, I really wasn't even working out my legs, which now my legs are like my proudest muscle group.
Mhm.
But back then, I mean, I just couldn't move them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the knee, we had a couple of guys when I was in school, like, uh, tear up their knees pretty bad. And I mean, it put them out for a while. The knee in general is just like one of those things, like, once you tweak it too bad, like, there's just no coming back from it at a certain point. But I
It's
mean,
tough.
that's how it was, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But nowadays, guys in the NFL ripping their ACL and they're back in 2 weeks. So,
Seriously, what is that? Jeez,
Oh
why did that happen to
man,
me, man?
I
I'm over
know.
here. We were talking about this last week where I tore my ACL like 10 years ago. And then I got done reading my medical files from the
Mhm.
military, and it said on there when I got my surgery that there was a probable like meniscus tear, like lateral and medial. And now I got another MRI like this past weekend, and that bitty's tore, both of them. So I was
Oh,
like, oh, yep, well, it's just been lingering, and I think finally it's like actually taking effect because when I do my squats and stuff, I can feel it. I can't go all the way down like I used to. So it's just like, ah, man, it's about that time to, get it fixed up.
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
at
it's
least
not
you can
cool,
dedicate
man.
a lot of time to that body, man.
Yeah, see?
You got an
Yeah,
excuse
and
now.
then
Hey, skipping leg day for the ACL
right,
tear.
right, man. You see, and we come from a family where we got like we're nothing but a belly and limbs, dude. That's it.
Yeah, honestly.
Shout out Robert.
Yeah, see that?
Aw,
That's
belly.
awesome, though, dude. That and then yeah, dude, and I got some sleeves, some knee sleeves. One of these dudes, he's an older guy. We talk about him here and there, but he's like 70
Mm-hmm.
years old, deadlifting like over 450, squatting a decent amount, but dude's still getting. He's 70 years
Oh
old,
yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah. He
Ooh.
getting
But
it.
he was
Yeah.
telling me, well, yeah, he broke records in his age bracket, and he has these knee sleeves. They're pretty good, man. I tried them out whenever I was lifting with him. Dude, I was lifting and I didn't feel the pain on that thing. I was like, dude, I need
That's
to
what we
get me
call
some. So I
cheating.
finally got me some. So yeah, next or tomorrow,
Cheating
well,
101.
Wednesday.
Follow
What'd you say?
Omar.
What'd you say?
If you want to learn how to cheat, take
Oh
notes.
no, dude.
Email
It's
Omar on his
it's
personal email.
regulation even for raw
No, it's phone calls. You know, you can't leave the paper.
lifts.
You can't leave the
yeah.
paper trail. One of the biggest things that I've been doing now is just calculating my macros. I used to calculate them off of MyFitnessPal, the app, but now I calculate them like like I hand calculate them, and this is something that for all younger people, like if you literally just take your body weight and times it by 14 or 16 depending on how active you are. I'm about a 14. I'm not that active other than the gym, and then you get the amount of calories that you should eat in a day, and then you subtract 500 or add 500 depending on the bulk or the cut, and then from there you get your total calories that you should eat in a day. And then from that number, you can then get, your protein, your fats, and your carbs. So I just want to let a lot of younger people know that if you guys don't want to trust like MyFitnessPal, you can hand calculate them. And honestly, that's probably the best way because you're gonna get a lot of your protein and your fats in, and then your carbs are gonna make the rest of it up. And then with that, if you're on a bulk, you have extra calories that you can waste on the cheeseburger or the ice cream or whatever. But if you're on the
Cookie.
cut, it just shows the beer. It just shows the importance of like cutting all of that stuff out. So with that being said, like if a lot of people like they want to hand calculate them out, feel free to do that. That's what I do. I hand calculate it out and make sure I'm getting all the protein I need in a day.
There you go.
Yeah, and at the same time, you kind of get a better understanding of how to read, the labels and whatnot to make sure
Exactly.
you're actually calculating the right amount of proteins. How many calories does it take to make this amount of freaking grams of protein? So let's say like you probably get like what 180, 180
Yeah,
grams.
I get 183 and 185, and then I'm
Yeah,
hitting about 55 grams of fat, and then the rest is like 210, 209 of carbs.
yeah.
So with that, and then I have a little bit left over, but I'm doing 600 calorie deficit right now, and then
Okay,
so
right
just
on.
trying to get real dialed in. So like a lot of younger people, man, if you're getting into the gym, if you want to get into that kind of stuff, man, really focus so much on the diet,
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
like if you're in college, like focusing a lot on that diet, a lot on the chicken, a lot of the rice, a lot on the ground beef, and if you're living with your moms, which is like if you're super young, like I was super young, if you're living with your moms, man, a lot of times like parents, their foods are gonna be high in carbs because it's so cheap. Your potatoes, your rice, all that so cheap, and then the proteins actually is what's gonna be lacking because that's the more expensive stuff. So like if you're a young kid, a lot of times you can fix a lot of your diet with like a couple of protein shakes, and then like whether eating less or eating more. But yeah, I just kind of want to throw that out there, like for a lot of
Yeah,
younger
dude,
kids,
that's
man.
good.
If you're in there, man, if you're scrawny like I was, man, just get you a couple protein. And man, I'll tell you guys, man, from 10 years ago to now, protein tastes amazing. Like I remember
Yeah,
back,
Yeah.
I remember like
you ain't
it was
lying.
it was rough. It was real rough. But now you don't have to suffer. I mean, you guys got some
I
awesome
got all
flavors
kinds.
now.
Mm-hmm. God dang, peanut butter cookies,
Oh
friggin'
man,
Oreo, all kinds of stuff. It's insane. So Julian, you're a safety guy now, right?
yes sir.
So how did you push through that, man? Just like getting through, I know school, but certifications and stuff like that. But like, how did you stay consistent on that path? But also, staying in the gym, dude.
So honestly, man, going to school for safety. So I knew, coming out of college, coming out of high school, I wanted to do something. I wanted to do some kind of a college, because it's tough. I mean, let's be real, man. We're working out on sun all day, and and I feel like people that work outside in a labor's position, those people, if they can still make it into the gym, like all props for that, even more than what I did, because that's very hard. Um, man, what I did is that, man, I did something really cool that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do so. But if you can, do this. So, I seen safety people out there in the oil fields, and I noticed that they don't do a lot, and I was like, I want to do that. So with that being said, I went into the university, was trying to get into accounting, didn't really like that, got into like industrial technology, didn't even know what that really meant. And then I transferred to UCO. But during that time I was able to work for my dad in the oil field company, like on the weekends and whatnot, on the holidays. So I was able to work and not like it. So that pushed
Mm-hmm.
me in school. So like
Motivated
man,
you to be like, I don't want to do this.
yeah,
Yep.
so
I'm
I
going to
would
school.
literally go on the weekend, like Saturday and Sunday, and work, and in the sun or super cold, 12 hours, 8 hours, which is working extremely hard. And I would come back and I'd have my homework and I'd be like, man, this isn't that tough. Like, let me
Yeah.
knock
Hmm.
this out. So that really
Yeah.
helped me on that, doing that until I got an internship with the city of Oklahoma City, and there, I was able to see like firsthand of what being a safety guy is, and I really do like it. One thing a lot of people don't know is that doing safety, being a safety man, is a form of management, a form of leadership. So if you're a young guy and if you look even younger like me, what you have to do is you have to read a lot of books about
Mm-hmm.
leadership, about yourself. You have to like know different leadership strategies. You have to know like how to respect people and respect people's time in. And also, man, you have to sometimes, put your foot down and say, hey man, this is not okay. And a lot of people respect you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, doing safety now more than ever, I need to go to the gym, because I'm not that active in my job. So like, if I wasn't going to the gym, man, I'd get out of shape so quickly. Just hurting my back, grabbing a pencil, man. And then plus you see so many crazy injuries that you're just like, man, if this guy was just like a little bit healthier,
Mm-hmm.
this wouldn't happen.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And people think like, dude, my job doesn't require this. Like, why do I need to go to the gym? My
Yeah.
job, we're just in the computer. Like, why do I need to go? Nah, dude, you're like the number one dude that needs to be in the gym because
Yeah,
you
Mm-hmm.
ain't
of course.
active.
And
You
then
need to
you
be
use it
active.
so much, man. I didn't think that I would be using like my strength, which isn't that much, but I didn't think I'd be using my strength, on a day-to-day basis. But like, I mean, shoot, the other day, I was moving like, I was helping my buddy move, and just being able to like manhandle some stuff for myself, or being able to move in like my own mattress and not having to ask the neighbor for
Mm-hmm.
help and stuff like that. Like you use a lot of those stuff,
Oh yeah.
and then like you get a lot of respect from people too. Like for me, if and I feel bad saying this, but for me, if you have a decent physique, I automatically respect you a lot more because that's so much harder to get than just to lay at home and take a chill, eat a bag of chips, watch a movie. Like it does bring a lot to the table if you're physically in shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Time out. It got me to thinking, dude. Okay, because I was an iron worker,
Hmm.
for a couple years, and I see these safety guys, and I'm always like,
I
you know
like
what?
that.
Screw that guy. I'm gonna do what I
Yeah.
want because I gotta get this job done. But maybe, I would have like respected the dude a little bit better if he was in better shape. If he actually looked like he worked out. If he was like, "What's up? You gonna say something?" But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah, look at
Because a
that.
lot of the safety guys, I mean, they don't even want to get on a ladder because they're so like large, or they don't want to get on
Mm-hmm.
top of the roof, or
Oh yeah.
get down. And then like if you're active and like you can physically do this, and you can like you just have like enough strength. I mean, shoot, like give me the shovel. Let me show you. I can put more dirt in. Like it's sometimes it
Yeah.
becomes like a little test of man to man, but that you get a lot of respect out of like putting yourself out there, showing them the way, showing them that you're not afraid to get dirty. And then another thing, man, is knowing everybody's name. If you're a safety guy and you go to a job site and you know everybody's name, shoot, man, you have a lot of influence.
Look at that. Got a little tip for the safety guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get you in
Yeah, I
better,
mean, know people's names, man, and it's really easy.
Yeah,
What
because
I
then
do,
if you know their name, then they're gonna mess up and be like, "Well, he knows my name. I better chill." You know
Ooh,
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
oh,
yeah,
that's
He
true.
knows my name.
That's
You
true.
better watch
He
out.
knows my name.
Julian coming by. He
He's
knows who
gonna
I
see
am.
me. He's
Because
gonna see
usually
me
the
without
safety
my
guy doesn't know
harness on this dang
who's
scissor
who.
lift. I better.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, that's good too. That you're saying like reading all these leadership books and stuff like that. Because yeah, you can't just go up in a like a safety meeting or something and be like, "Oh yeah, guys, just can you make sure you put your stuff on? Can you
Yeah.
whenever you go underneath this, put your helmet on? No, you got to approach it right and kind of like lead the meeting, kind of
Mhm.
take control of the place, and be like, hey guys, this is what we
You
need to
have to
do,
be well
and this
spoken.
is
You
why.
have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
It's
go.
just acting like you belong, really, like anything. As long as you act like you belong somewhere, people are gonna be like, all right, this guy's good.
Oh yeah, man.
Hmm.
I've snuck
Yeah.
on. I've like when I was working in Texas, I've gone to wrong people's job sites, just like looking for my team, and then like just walked around, and everybody's like, "Oh man, you're the safety guy." I'm like, "I don't even work here, man. I'm trying to use your porta potty." Like,
Yeah, I'm on the whole wrong side of Texas right now, dude. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
That's good.
That's funny. But yeah, just going back to that being strong thing too, like just in everyday life, like it just makes you feel better too.
yeah.
Like you said, like just moving furniture around, like being able to do it by yourself. You're like, man, I just fucking did that. I just moved my couch by myself. Whatever it is, like you just feel better. Like you were able to do that and everything.
And you
It's
can
true that.
transition a lot of your bodybuilding techniques to like real life stuff. So like let's say I'm gonna go lift something, extremely heavy that's on the ground. Um, a big or heavy box. Well, I'm going to lift that as if I'm deadlifting something. So that
Hmm.
that helps you versus or also
Yeah.
like squatting or also like even a bench press. Like I tell you, man, if there's gonna be a door that's locked and I need to get out of it, I'm gonna bench press that door open. Like, like it's gonna get open.
That's funny. I was thinking about those memes or those little videos of the dude going around, and he sees somebody like slouching, and he's like
Uh-huh.
straighten up, and he's like,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of like because you get that posture right. But that's the same thing whenever you do anything else, like just having that
Yeah.
that technique, that form, and doing it with whatever you do, like picking up a kid or something. You still you don't want to like slouch over, because even then, if you don't work out, dude, you're gonna freaking pull something and you're gonna be like, oh shoot, what did I do there?
Yeah.
So yeah, making sure you have good form in
Yeah,
anything you
good
do.
form. Yeah, on everyday life. I mean, a lot of times, like yeah, we get a lot of people that, well, not a lot, but we get some injuries of people like literally getting injured pulling the ladder out of a trench. Now, granted, the trench is like full of mud, so then getting in and out, the trench pushes that ladder in more. But I mean, if you're in shape, that's a simple single hand row,
Yep.
boom,
Hmm.
you know, or rattling it back and forth. So like a lot of this stuff does transition over.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping that freaking core tight,
Yeah,
back
having
rigid.
to.
That's like what I do. That's what I say every day to my clients. That's like a constant. Core tight, back rigid, shoulders back. It's like good posture.
You got to
So it's
remember
to
that it's hard.
every cue. Yeah,
So
repetition.
like moving forward with like even like your for like just say like for life right now, like what are your
Yeah.
goals? Like what are you striving to do with your safety stuff?
So safety stuff, I'm planning on being in safety for another 3 years, and after that, I want to move to more of a superintendent or project management role. In the city, it's called more of a superintendent role. I know in the
Mm-hmm.
private industry, it's more like known as a project management role. But like, I love safety, man. Like, if anybody has any questions, I think safety is probably like one of the best careers to get into, man,
Now I
because
know
it,
who to
it
hit up.
literally it literally puts you into management roles, and you're specialized
Hmm.
enough that you're invited to these top meetings where they're discussing logistics and whatnot, and you're in there obviously making sure that safety is our number one priority, but you're also understanding the logistics, understanding the people, so you're there enough, and a management role opens up, you're one of the top people to get in there. So that's kind of what's going to be looking at. I mean, the ultimate goal of my career is I want to be able to what's called lead teams. So to be able to cast the vision down to people who are reporting to you, and then for them to
Mm-hmm.
cast those leadership strategies downward. Because if you can effectively do that, then you can do that at a larger scale. And talking about like whether that's owning a company or managing like a large business or managing even a
Yeah.
larger group. But as long as you can do that formula correctly, you can move into whatever. business. And
Right.
then when you can do that effectively, you don't technically need to know everything that there is to know about how business is ran anymore. You just have to know how to cast large and effective leadership strategies.
There you go. Big
Oh
dog.
yeah, that sounds
Absolutely.
Big
sick.
dog.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, heck
looking
yeah.
into going to school for safety whenever I got out of the military and everything, going back to school, and safety was one of the things I was looking into, but I still haven't fully decided yet if I want to go back to school or not. But I was talking to the old man, and he was like, you know, the boy's got a cousin, Julian. You really should hit him up and everything. And I was like, I don't know. So
Yeah, man, give me a call.
maybe
I mean,
next year sometime. You know, maybe
next year,
I've
the year
still
should
been thinking
started.
about it. Well, I
No.
mean, like in the fall, then next
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about and everything.
Exactly what I
no,
was
no.
just talking to Brian about.
Yeah,
Doing
I
Fitness.
mean,
that.
yeah, I mean, you can grab my number from Omar Bryan. I want to go to the gym up there in Guthrie. It's a lot larger than the one that we have here in Edmond, but
Hmm.
man, yeah, I mean, I think safety is a really good gig. I think
Yeah.
and then like if you
Cause,
There you go,
Google
dude.
job satisfaction for safety managers, it's one of
hmm
the highest. I mean, it's about 70% job satisfaction. So don't just take it from
Exactly.
Yeah.
me.
Cause I'm in the same boat as you.
Look at him. Hey,
Like
here's this guy.
kind of grew up doing like blue collar stuff, and like
Yeah,
you know, it's just been in the family for so long, and like I did it, you know, in the Navy and everything, and still now to this day. But I hate it. I hate that. If I could sit in my truck and be chilling or in the office or walk around a job site every now and again, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
Try to
good
tell
with
this guy. I
that.
tried to tell this guy.
hey
Yeah.
He
man,
don't
and then
listen.
Look
like
at that.
you having background in like a labor intensive role makes
Yeah,
makes the actual safety like homework and stuff so much easier. Like it's
yeah,
gonna like compared to like the average person that was in my class talking about like I don't know how to prevent this injury, and I'm like, just put a hard hat on him and you're good to go. But like the stuff like that like we seen that in person. You know, we kind of live that more that blue collar lifestyle, and it
right,
just becomes so much simpler.
yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So like now on the fitness side of things,
Mhm.
you said you started your cut and everything. What are your goals with that?
Oh man, I'm about 8 pounds now. I'm still a little heavier than what I want to be, so I'm gonna start cutting still more. We want to cut about 20 pounds in June. So we want to get pretty shredded. Not too shredded. I'm not gonna go on Olympia or whatever. I just want to have visible abs. That's the main thing. So we gotta
There you
cut about 20 pounds. We're gonna go to a cruise. I got a lot of family going, a lot of people, man. So we
Yeah,
want to show
Oh
out for
yeah. You
that.
gotta
There
show
you
yeah.
go.
off, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was always my
Yeah.
biggest like
Mm-hmm.
driving factor,
Motivator.
like getting close to going on leave and stuff. Like, man, I gotta make sure I'm big whenever people see me and stuff. Like, damn, look at AJ, he looks huge.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
damn. Dude, it
Yeah,
is. Cause I remember, cause yeah, we were the same, dude. We grew up in high school. We were like the small dudes, like
Yeah.
90, 100 pounds. And
God.
then when I went into the military, I came back on leave. I got a little bit bigger. People were noticing. They're like,
Oh,
dang, boy,
A
look
little
at them
bit.
traps on that guy. Well, yeah, definitely gotta show out, dude.
yeah,
Yes.
man, and it's getting. I was on a bulk for so long that like I'm actually really happy that I don't have to overeat anymore, and like having to
yeah,
think about like
Oh,
adding more calories, adding the egg to this, adding extra protein shake. Like, oh man, I feel hungry. That's a bad thing. So like now that I'm cutting, I mean, oh man, it just feels good not to worry about that much. And like a couple days ago, I had a really crazy cheat day. So like the next day, I had a 24-hour fast, and I just reset everything up. So
There
now
you
we're
go.
back in, and we're back locked and loaded. So like I'll tell you guys, like my breakfast is like I measure everything out. So like my breakfast is 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, a half a cup of oatmeal, and then for my lunch is about 4 ounces of brown rice, 7 ounces of chicken, and then a bag of Takis, man. Cause I can't. I mean, you gotta have something,
you
man.
gotta.
And
yeah.
then
Yeah,
That
for
guilty
dinner,
yeah.
pleasure.
yeah, for dinner, man, it's gonna be 4 ounces of brown rice, 6 ounces of 96 ground beef, and then another bag of Takis, so two a day, man. So you know,
Boy, you gotta
put me
back
in
up
jail
from
for
the
that.
Takis,
But
At
dude.
least he's
You
honest.
gotta
I
do it
love it.
one a day. You
Yeah,
gotta
uh,
do it one a day. I
and
remember
then
doing my time in Montana, dude, that's what I was like trying to dial in everything. But yeah, that was me too. I was getting the takis, but I would like count them out too. I'd be like, I only need this many. Like,
Oh man,
I can only have this many.
man, I'll show you something, man. Make y'all guys laugh.
Uh-oh.
Man, I
He's
bought
got
this
the
big
tricks.
bag of
He's got the
Takis, man.
tips. There we go.
Man, I bought this big bag of Takis, and I didn't want to go back to the store, man, because I'm cheap,
Mm-hmm.
man. So I went up and I just weighed all my Takis out, man. Just
That
weighed them
Oh,
from side to side,
plan
man.
ahead.
So it's just
Yeah.
like, man, he
that's
got
awesome.
to, man.
Good for
You gotta
you.
stay
Yeah.
honest. And I'm
That's
talking about
discipline
bringing the
right
weight
Exactly.
there,
scale
folks.
out.
That's discipline. I like to
That's
see
yeah,
that.
you know what? And that makes sense. Cause you'll even look at the bag and you'll count them out, but then you have the bag right there.
Yep.
So
Oh,
you're like, "Ah, dude,
Just
come
sneak
on,
a
I can
few
get a
while you're
couple
filling
more.
your
I'll
bag.
sneak some more." But
oh
if
But
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
man,
them already
that is
separated
really
in a
cool,
little
Julian.
baggie,
Good for you. Good for you,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
thanks,
dude,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Trying to measure that all out because it makes a huge difference when you do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Let me
Yeah,
see here.
because people kind of get even on the labels a little
And
off.
then it also helps, like for me, like a lot of people think I'm crazy. One more thing that I eat on top of that is 2 scoops of protein and then some almond milk. But a lot of people think that I'm pretty crazy because I eat the same thing every day for the week, and then the next week, it's nothing much changes. It's pretty much the same thing. But
Yep.
honestly, man, I think it's a lot easier to do that than to go home every day and cook and
Yep.
clean and then having to make sure that the food comes out right, and maybe having to go to the grocery store again and coming back. Like that time that I save from cooking and cleaning, I use at the gym. So like for a lot of
There you
people
go.
that say that they're really busy, like I recommend meal preps. Like I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
imagine going home every day and cooking and then serving myself something to eat and
Then
then
you got to clean it all up, put it all up, whatever. Yep.
I
Good
having to
point.
like not eat that much too. Like let's say chicken Alfredo, having to eat like only a certain amount and having to separate the chicken from the
Yep.
chicken Alfredo. Like it's just to me it doesn't make to me it's just real tough, if you don't have to. If you live by yourself, you're single, like
I
if
was
you can
about to
do
say,
that, you
dude,
save so much time.
wait till
Mm-hmm.
you get married.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You're
I
gonna
could
want
imagine.
Which is
want
coming
something
up. We're
different
proud of
every
you,
day.
Julian. Julian's about to get married. He's gonna give us him. It's later this year, right? Good job,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Julian.
yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
one
Oh
thing
yeah.
that
Let
does
us
help,
know.
though, chill.
Oh,
So
go
one
ahead. Go
thing
ahead.
I've noticed that with dieting, is I would call it. I mean, for me, it's more of a lifestyle, but
Eating
it
habits.
makes you more of gives you more of a self discipline. You inside yourself, like, oh, I'm eating better. So for me, it gives me more confidence. That I do have that self discipline.
Yeah.
Does it give you any more confidence? When you eat better like that at the gym,
Oh,
even.
oh yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that, and it's just like you said, like you feel like very because you've ever had that post clarity cheat meal where like after you eat something bad you're like, oh my god, what did I do? But
Yep. Oh yeah. Every time.
but
Every time.
every single time. But like after you eat like a good balanced weighed out meal, you feel like the man, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's one thing too with the safety guys for me. If a safety guy came in here with, like I said, a bigger guy who wasn't in shape, I like a safety guy who's confident in themselves,
Hmm.
and who knows exactly what it is. And he sounded to be that kind of a person. That's really good to hear.
I
So
think,
for
man.
safety guys, if anybody wanted to pursue that career, what kind of advice would you give to anybody trying to chase that
I,
dream?
I would tell anybody, get yourself some type of a blue collar job first. Make sure you know what the labor looks like. It doesn't have to be labor in that specific field. What I'm saying is like you don't have to go to the oil field to be the safety guy for the oil field. Not
Mm-hmm.
technically. You can get around that. But you got to get into some type of labor job just so you understand what it is, what it is to be a labor guy. So you also have a little bit more empathy for the people. Like once you become a safety guy, and then after that, getting an internship, even if it's not paid. And I know, like that's hard to do for a lot of people. But getting some type of an internship and then getting your first role. But I mean, it's real simple. It's real straightforward. There's not too many hoops to jump through. There's not too many certifications just because the job market is just so wide that whatever job you go to is gonna teach you that specific knowledge. Like let's say trenching and shoring or confined space, they're gonna teach you that on the job. So
Absolutely.
that's kind of those are the kind of things,
And
man.
then one more thing, because I did hear you talk about leadership and managing
Mhm.
people. Can you give us an example on what you think would be the best way of handling like somebody who just didn't want to listen to you, wasn't trying to follow the rules, just was trying to break the rules and just being one of those
Being a
not
rebel.
very good coworkers, I guess you could say.
Just a
So
prick.
like, yeah. So there's a couple things, man. A lot of times, man, you need to pull them to the side on one. If you talk to them in front of their people, obviously they're gonna rebel.
Yeah.
Get to them, get them away from the side. And then another thing is never try to if you're arguing, um, never look at each other in the eye arguing. Always try to look at the problem. So let's say, so I had this a couple times, man, where a guy will be like that, and I'll grab them, I'll be like, hey, can you come over here for a second, man? I just want to talk to you for a second, and we'll kind of get away from the job site a little bit, and then I'll be talking to him, but I won't be looking at him. I'll be looking at the job. I'll be like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. So this job, man, we just want to make sure that we're keeping people safe and all this and that. So that way, it's less of a me versus you thing, and it's us
Absolutely.
versus safety. And
Oh,
then
awesome.
like sometimes, man, just trying to like really get into that and like talk to them about like the family, like, hey, man, do you have any kids, stuff like that. Just trying to break that work only barrier, like trying to talk
Yep.
about the kids and stuff like that. And a lot of times, like you got to wear them down. Like I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about talking for a long period of time, but there's also times where like the individual is extremely upset with you. So in that case, people go into like this psychology, this fight, flight, or comply mindset. So a lot of times people will either fly, which is like when they leave the job site, literally, or
Yep.
when they want to put up a fight. When that happens, man, you can't do anything for the first 45 minutes because in their mind, they have the mental capacity as someone that's about 4 years old, and how do 4-year-old kids, um,
Oh yeah. Not good.
deal with stress. I mean, they just cry and complain and
Oh
throw
yeah.
Yeah.
tantrum. So sometimes you got to leave them alone for the 45 minutes. Um, and then let them kind of save themselves, which is one thing I try to do is like, if it's a big issue, I'm going to tell you, like, I'm going to tell you one time, hey, this is an issue. If this continues to become an issue, I'm going to tell your supervisor. And if it continues to be an issue, I'll write a pretty good email to like your boss, and you'll probably won't be there much longer. So like you got to let
Mm.
people have a chance, but the other hand, you got to put your foot down because you can't let everybody else see like, hey, I don't have to do that. You have to like put your foot down and say like, hey, man, I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Absolutely.
point.
Well, good job, man. That sounds like you know what you're doing there. We're really, really
Yes.
proud of you, man, for all the things you
Oh
have
man,
done thus
thanks,
Oh
far.
man.
So
yeah.
keep up the great
Yeah, for
work.
sure.
Honestly.
Definitely, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's
Thank you guys.
amazing.
Yeah,
People,
no,
He's on it. Look
a
at
people
lot
need
that.
to
of
know who
knowledge
they
and
are.
tips and
I can't.
tricks and stuff, passed
I
out
can't do it.
through this episode. I think this is probably one of the better ones we've done, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad,
But
man.
it was like really great, just like having you on and everything. And just want to say thanks for coming on.
If people want to follow you on your progress, do you have somewhere we can reach you at to see like how you're doing and stuff like that?
Yeah, like
Man,
Instagram.
my progress, man. If you guys want to follow me on my Snapchat, Julian Julian Torres Torres 1. I'll occasionally post like, hey, you guys want to swipe up on my story? So I'll have a separate story that's 2024, my 2024 cut. So every year I do a cut, and there I get really deep into fitness, how I work out this week, how I'm working on next week, what my macros are for this week, next week. I'm very transparent about my weight, about what I eat, and then
Heck yeah.
just different things, man. So if you guys really want to get dialed into like what I'm doing fitness wise and see the journey, man, I welcome everybody who wants to come. I just don't want to
Yeah.
blast it on my story and like, hey, ain't no one trying to see my nips every day.
That's what it's for, man. It's your Snapchat, man.
There you
Post
go.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
me.
free the
Yeah.
nipple, dude.
You
Free the
always
I
get
post
nipple.
some of my
that.
lips.
Gotta free
I
the
post some of my
nipple.
lips. I'll post some
Yeah,
on
we'll,
LinkedIn.
we'll get that information and we'll drop it down in the bio as well for you, Julian.
Mhm.
And again, we do appreciate you for stopping by,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Hopefully, we'll see you soon, more often this year, brother. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, of course,
Gotta
man.
have you
And
back on to
for
talk.
everybody who's starting to lift weights, man, just keep on doing it, man. You know, be of course, be respectful for the equipment and everybody around you. But do it, man. If anybody sees me at the gym, man, a lot of people that go to the gym are a lot nicer than you guys think about. So like,
Yeah.
like if you're new to the gym, man, say hi to that dude that looks, real sick. 'Cause a lot of times he's just in the zone. If you guys need like a spot, man, feel free, man. The fitness community is not that intimidating.
Yeah,
So with that
absolutely.
being
Yes.
said, man, I welcome everybody who
Yes.
makes the gym a new part of their lifestyle.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Cheers, dude.
Okay,
Cheers.
cheers.
But
You take care, Julian. We love you, brother. Hopefully, we'll see you soon, man.
love you guys,
Love you, man. Cheers to health.
Cheers.